The federal government was behind influx of Fulani herdsmen to the southern part.
When you say
there was a meeting in Kano, they said they are Fulani National Movement. In their community that time, this is about 5-6 years ago, that Allah has given them the land of Nigeria. The entire Yoruba land is occupied by them. There is the influx of these Fulani herdsmen. And I was shouting. Who are the people? They refer to them as bandits. Who are the people carrying out the banditry?
Are they in our forest around here?
The entire Yoruba land is occupied by them.
As we are talking now?
As I'm talking to you.
You, until recently, was the chair of Amotekun in your state, right?
Yeah, for some time.
For some time. So what can you say about security around Oyo State and Amotekun?
Until I left, the security was still not okay. I was shouting. I gave a lecture somewhere, and I quoted Abacha. He said, if you are fighting security and it lasts more than 4 weeks, the government is behind it.
So, explain.
Good. The federal government was behind the influx of Fulani herdsmen to the southern part.
When you say Fulani herdsmen, men with cow,
they call them Fulani herdsmen. Some of them don't even have cows. But they were coming fully armed.
Fully armed?
AK-47.
And you said Buhari government was involved.
Wait. That time, everybody was complaining. That time, federal government announced that everybody should submit their weapons to the police. Now, people were complaining that time. I'm saying this thing as inheritance. And that they have told all Fulani in West African sub-region and Central Africa to start coming to Nigeria, to come and take over what Allah has given them as inheritance. That's the land of Nigeria. And that when they are coming, they should come fully armed. That's the only language Nigerians understand. Violence. It is their communication. All that time, people were shouting. Yeah, but I didn't say a word. But when people challenging once, why are these people who carry AK-47? He said they are using it to protect their cows.
Was it true?
Of course. Very, very false. Now, Buhari, I know he has a very close relationship with the Bishop of Canterbury. Now, when he went to UK during one of his period of treatment, he told Bishop of Canterbury that it is not Fulani herdsmen that are killing people. There are some group trained by Gaddafi, who the Gaddafi has armed. They are the one that infiltrated the Fulani herdsmen. They are the one doing the killing.
But what did you discover?
I was discovering somebody one day. He was saying, I said, come, you are very close to Buhari. Go and meet him. A general is a soldier for life. Ask him that in the military, when foreigners enter your territory carrying arms, what is it you are told in the military? They are described to us as invaders.
Invaders.
And what did the military say we should do with them? We are to hunt them down like rabbits and eliminate them. I said, go and meet Buhari and ask him.
He didn't hunt them down?
Who are the people doing the kidnapping? Who are the people? They refer to them as bandits. Who are the people carrying out the banditry?
Are they in our forest around here?
The entire Yorubaland is occupied by them.
As we are talking now?
As I'm talking to you.
General Togun?
Yes.
So when you were in Amotekun, did you try to tackle them?
I did everything I can. But I didn't have cooperation.
Cooperation from who? From Oyo State Governor?
Government, yes.
Oyo State Governor?
Yes.
How?
I can't start saying all these things.
At least give us a hint. What is it that you wanted?
Come. I wanted NCOs from the military, non-commissioned officers, to be recruited, to be put as coordinators in the very local government. I couldn't achieve that.
Why? What was the reason? They were not available to be recruited, or what?
They are available. Now, I don't want to talk more on this. I said they are supposed to be zonal commanders, and I wanted retired combatant officers of the rank of captain or major to be zonal commanders of Amotekun in various zones.
You didn't achieve that?
I didn't achieve it. I don't want to delve much in that area.
But are we under threat in the southwest?
We are still there. The governor the other said that bandits were about 2 kilometers away from where he had his birthday. But that is the entire Ibarapa, the entire Okeogun, they are saturated.
Wait.
With these people.
They are in the forest. They are with guns.
Of course.
What do they want?
They have said it. That Allah has given them the land of Nigeria as their inheritance. That's why they were.
They are camped in the forest?
They are all over.
You just came from Shaki?
Yeah.
You came, but you still live in Shaki?
I live there.
So why are you still there if they are all over?
They can't come and attack me.
They are not coming out of the forest?
They are coming out and kidnapping people and taking ransom.
Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do as a people? What do we do? You are a retired military officer. You've operated within Amotekun. What do we do?
The only thing is that the government, even up to federal level, should look for people who will tell them the truth and they will follow the truth.
What is the truth?
The truth is that there's an invasion. The military is trying now because they give them the assignment. But security is a military matter anywhere in the world. But in Nigeria, we hand over security to police. Police is only to detect, identify, combat crime and prosecute crime. Crime is not security. I know areas of security that the military handles for American government. I know areas of security that the British military handle for Britain, and the same thing Germany, all over the place. But here they think security is police matter, which is not.
The governor has raised the alarm. You are also raising the alarm again.
What I'm saying now is that, okay, it's only in Nigeria. Everything security. Ask the police. When they are handling internal security problem, when it is beyond their power, what do? They call on army. is there. That what happened in Zaria, that they said army went and shot students. The police could no longer handle that problem. So there's a form they feel inviting army to come and take over. And it is not every army officer that is a security man.
You are a combatant officer.
Yes.
And that was why the governor chose you to come in at the time when you came in. Mm-hmm. Would you say you were successful during your time?
I was not, because I was not given the opportunity to operate.
Does Amotekun need automatic weapons?
Of course.
Because you cannot tackle the bandits in the forest.
Listen, I know, come. I know. But it is there in the law establishing Amotekun that the IG, that the Amotekun people, the state government can apply to the IG to approve weapon for Amotekun. But the IG will not do it.
Now we have a Yoruba president. You have complained about Buhari. Buhari's era is gone. This is Tinubu's era. A Yoruba man. Don't you think something will change?
If he gets people who will tell him the truth and give him the advice on how to handle it. That's all.
Have you tried to advise him?
I don't have any connection with him.
Advise him now.
The issue, like I said, they should stop handling security matter only to police.
But soldiers are involved. You were brought in because you are a retired military officer.
Who and who?
And I know, so at some point, the governor brought in the military to invade the forests. I think that was...
The governor hasn't got power. It's only the president that can involve the military. He's the only commander-in-chief who can say, yes, go and do this.
So Tinubu should tell the military not to move in?
They are already moving.
In the southwest?
No, not in the southwest.
Because they are bombing them in the northwest?
Yes.
And the governor said they are now running to the southwest?
They are not running to the southwest. They are already in the southwest. That's what I'm saying. They are already here.
Did you see them in the forest?
Come. When they kidnap, we are using hunters. They go in. They find that it's Fulani horsemen.
The hunters will see them?
Yes.
And we cannot attack them?
The only thing was that we told those hunters they should be careful. If they kill, who's going to back them up? To say yes.
You have to wait for you to give.
All we do is just make sure that when they go to look for them, they run away.
So why do we have Amotekun? What do we need then if it's not?
Amotekun is not independent. Amotekun is stated clearly there. Amotekun is to assist police.
So Amotekun cannot invade the forest and get the bandit.
Come. If Amotekun wants to invade, police will take the lead. Because Amotekun is set to assist police. Even if Amotekun arrests, they investigate, they hand over back to police for prosecution.
And that cannot solve the problem.
Exactly. People have to move into the bush, patrol. Police will not do it. And if police fails to do it, Amotekun can't do it.
And a scary information coming from General Kunle over there. Well, these are the facts. These are the prophecies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All the way from 2017, 2018, when Nnamdi Kanu came out and started shouting that the Yorubas must wake up, they must wake up, otherwise one day they will realize that their lands have been taken away from them. You can see that right now, the peace that the Southwesterners might think they are enjoying is just that dying moment of false peace. Because by the time these guys, as exposed by the former General Kule, that the Fulanis have all occupied the forests. I mean, no single place, no single state is spared. This includes Ogun State, Lagos State, Ondo, Oyo State, Ekiti. All the 6 states within the southwestern regions has been stealthily invaded by the Fulani headers. And this was a well thought out plan by the former president. I mean, the general over there said the former president ordered for every militias, every individuals that had assault automatic rifles to submit their weapons to the police. And when they were doing that, the Fulanis were what? In the middle of the night, they were traveling from the north down to the south. These Fulani areas that had rifles, Buhari was challenged. Buhari said that they needed it to protect their cows. Imagine a situation whereby the president will come out and defend marauders because they are his brothers. In fact, the General Kule said that Buhari was challenged. That how with these boys, these people that are coming, why are they holding gun? He said few of those that are holding gun are probably Fulanis from the neighboring countries. Can you imagine this level of complicity from Buhari? So now it is an open source. It is no longer an edited thing that indeed Fulanization of the South now is going to commence from the Southwest. And this is a wake-up call that if the Southwesterners, most especially the Southwestern governors, do not, as a matter of urgency, resist these plans of the Fulanese invaders, that we might wake up one day and just see that we are seeing the flags of jihad everywhere. I mean, this was how the Boko Harams, those Islamic extremist fanatics, took all of Northwest and Northeast, and even to today they cannot sleep in peace. They were harboring them. You know, that was what happened in the Northwest and Northeast. They were harboring them. They were calling them their sons. In the Southwest, we are not harboring them. But what is happening is the state governors are complicit. They are failing to act appropriately. They don't want to call a spade a spade. Look at what Seyi Makinde was doing. He was playing diplomacy, playing politics, trying to play politics when they said that Sharia court is said to be established. Trying to play politics. At this junction, if the Southwest do not rise up against this possibly invasion that is happening, even right before us, I'm afraid maybe in the next 4 to 7 years, we might not have a peaceful Southwest region anymore. I think their plan was, after Buhari, let us have another Northerner that will now come and further push the agenda. For me, my own speculation is those guys that have invaded the northern Oyo deep into some Ekiti, Osun and Co, Ondo, because these are the states that share borders with Oyo State. They are only taking a pause for now because they feel it is a Yoruba president who is doing everything possible to dismantle the Fulani oligarchs. This is why you can see them, they are not striking as they were under Buhari. I mean, under Buhari, we started seeing strikes. We saw strikes in Ondo North. We saw strikes almost. We are seeing strikes consistently in Oyo North, Ibarapa, Shaki, Iseyin, other side. Igboho. I mean, these are the places that they kept striking, and their plan was, when you strike, sack the members of the communities, and then rename those regions as your ancestral lands. Imagine a Fulani man all the way from Futajalo working in cahoots with the Nigerian Fulanis. It is unfortunate that this general will have to come out and say that when he demanded retired military armies, he wasn't demanding for Fulani retired military armies. He was demanding for his own fellow tribesmen. Though veterans and retired, they should come and become zonal commanders in Oyo and the whole of Southwest Territory. That the influx is too massive. That these guys wielding AK-47 that the Amotekun cannot ordinarily wield, because the police are the commanders of the Amotekun, and there has been an unwritten agreement that the police IG between the Amotekun and the police will not wield the same power machines. So there is this competition, unhealthy competition, that is going on between the police and the Amotekuns, and you will find out that the Amotekuns, the highest caliber of guns they can own is a pump action. You are fighting an enemy that is using a more sophisticated machine, and yet the police are looking away. But we can see that in the north, in the northwest, in the northeast, their vigilantes, their own fashion of Amotekun, are wielding AK-47. This double standardness needs to be called out. This double standardness by the president, as bequeathed by Buhari to Tinubu, needs to be checked. I mean, I love the question that anchor asked the general. He said, now that you have a Yoruba president, he believes the Southwest should enjoy some favors. Some favorable policy directions, policy decisions. Because if Buhari had denied the Amotekuns AK-47, why is Tinubu not approving it? After all, you guys voted for him when he was shouting Yoruba local. So if we must still be a situation whereby it is when multiples of farming Yorubas are being killed on a daily that Tinubu didn't fit. Look at what is going on in Southeast. The Southeast, they have been lobbying to have their own fashion of this regional anti-terrorism squad. Buhari just swept everything under the carpet. He swept everything under the carpet. Now, those that even have something similar than that, they are handicapped. They cannot own grenades. They cannot carry AK-47s. They are hell-bent on opposing state policing. These Fulani oligarchs, they did everything they said they know that if they do it, that it will lead to secession. That before you know it, the regions might want to start having an opposing voice against the Nigerian police. And meanwhile, Nigerians are being killed by some certain elements who are even foreigners. And we can see that the federal police, the federal government are shielding them. Yes, because it seems apparently that the Nigerian military is complicit. The Nigerian police equally complicit. The Nigerian federal government are docile about it. They are intentionally supportive about it, looking away. It doesn't make any sense. The general had to resign because he said this is unbearable. My people are being unalived. I'm doing everything to fight for their right and their right to live, write a proposal to the government. The state governments are handicapped because they cannot control the police, they cannot give orders, and the military are only taking orders directly from only one person, which is the president. So the Fulanization agenda is awake. And the only way out is the prophecies of Nnamdi Kanu must be adhered to. These guys must face a massive pushback. They have to face a massive pushback. Otherwise, the likes of the Sultan would not have the temerity. He wouldn't open his mouth and start saying that, why are the Yorubas? Why are the Yoruba Christians? Who the hell does he think he is? To question the decisions of the Yoruba government. Who the hell does he think he is to see himself as a custodian of Islam in the Yorubaland? These excesses of the northern Fulani oligarchs must be checked and checked quickly. Otherwise, the prophecies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will eventually happen. And it will be so very devastating, very disastrous, very bloody if it's not taken for the Yorubas, because it seems they are sleeping on a moving bicycle.